Wherefore it shall come to pass, if you hearken to these judgments, and guard them, and do them, that Yahweh Elohika shall guard unto you the covenant and the mercy which he swore unto your fathers. And he will love you, and bless you, and multiply you. He will also bless the fruit of your womb, and the fruit of your land, your grain, and your wine, and your oil, the increase of your kine, and the flocks of your sheep, in the land which he swore unto your fathers to give you. You shall be blessed above all people. There shall not be male or female barren among you, or among your cattle. And Yahweh will take away from you all sickness, and will put none of the evil diseases of Mitzrayim, which you know, upon you, but will lay them upon all them that hate you. And you shall consume all the people which Yahweh Elohika shall deliver you. Your eye shall have no pity upon them, neither shall you serve their Elohim, for that will be a snare unto you. If you shall say in your heart, these nations are more than I, how can I dispossess them? You shall not be afraid of them, but shall well remember what Yahweh Elohika did unto Pharaoh and unto all Mitzrayim, the great temptations which your eyes saw, and the signs, and the wonders, and the mighty hand, and the stretched out arm, whereby Yahweh Elohika brought you out. So shall Yahweh Elohika do unto all the people of whom you are afraid. Moreover, Yahweh Elohika will send the hornet among them, until they that are left and hide themselves from you be destroyed. You shall not be frightened at them, for Yahweh Elohika is among you, a mighty El and terrible. And Yahweh Elohika will put out those nations before you by little and little. You may not consume them at once, lest the beasts of the field increase upon you. But Yahweh Elohika shall deliver them unto you, and shall destroy them with a mighty destruction, until they be destroyed. And he shall deliver their kings into your hand, and you shall destroy their name from under heaven. There shall no man be able to stand before you, until you have destroyed them. The graven images of their Elohim shall you burn with fire. You shall not desire the silver or gold that is on them, nor take it unto you, lest you be snared therein, for it is an abomination to Yahweh Elohika. Neither shall you bring an abomination into your house, lest you be a cursed thing like it, but you shall utterly detest it, and you shall utterly abhor it, for it is a cursed thing.
Devarim, Deuteronomy chapter 8.
All the commandments which I command you this day shall ye guard to do, that ye may live, and multiply, and go in and possess the land which Yahweh swore unto your fathers. And you shall remember all the way which Yahweh Elohika led you these 40 years in the wilderness, to humble you, and to prove you, to know what was in your heart, whether you would guard his commandments or no. And he humbled you, and suffered you to hunger, and fed you with manna, which you knew not, neither did your fathers know, that he might make you to know that man does not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceeds out of the mouth of Yahweh man lives. Your raiment waxed not old upon you, neither did your foot swell these 40 years. You shall also consider in your heart that, as a man chastens his son, so Yahweh Elohika chastens you. Therefore you shall guard the commandments of Yahweh Elohika, to walk in his ways, and to fear him. For Yahweh Elohika brings you into a good land, a land of brooks of water, of fountains and depths that spring out of valleys and hills, a land of wheat and barley, and vines, and fig trees, and pomegranates, a land of oil olive and honey, a land wherein you shall eat bread without scarceness. You shall not lack anything in it, a land whose stones are iron, and out of whose hills you may dig brass. When you have eaten and are full, then you shall bless Yahweh Elohika for the good land which he has given you. Beware that you forget not Yahweh Elohika in not guarding his commandments, and his judgments, and his statutes, which I command you this day, lest when you have eaten and are full, and have built goodly houses and dwelt therein. And when your herds and your flocks multiply, and your silver and your gold is multiplied, and all that you have is multiplied, then your heart be lifted up, and you forget Yahweh Elohika, which brought you forth out of the land of Mitzrayim, from the house of bondage, who led you through that great and terrible wilderness, wherein were fiery serpents and scorpions and drought, where there was no water, who brought you forth water out of the rock of flint, who fed you in the wilderness with manna, which your fathers knew not, that he might humble you, and that he might prove you to do you good at your latter end. And you say in your heart, my power and the might of my hand has gotten me this wealth. But you shall remember Yahweh Elohika, for it is he that gives you power to get wealth, that he may establish his covenant which he swore unto your fathers, as it is this day. And it shall be, if you do at all forget Yahweh Elohika, and walk after other Elohim, and serve them and worship them, I testify against you this day that ye shall surely perish. As the nations which Yahweh destroys before your face, so shall ye perish, because ye would not be obedient unto the voice of Yahweh Elohim.
Devarim, Deuteronomy, chapter 9.
Hear, O Yashrael, you are to pass over the Yarden this day, to go in to possess nations greater and mightier than yourself, cities great and fenced up to heaven, a people great and tall, the children of the Anakim whom you know, and of whom you have heard say, who can stand before the children of Anak? Understand therefore this day that Yahweh Elohika is he which goes over before you. As a consuming fire he shall destroy them, and he shall bring them down before your face. So shall you drive them out, and destroy them quickly, as Yahweh has said unto you. Speak not in your heart, after that Yahweh Elohika has cast them out from before you, saying, for my righteousness Yahweh has brought me in to possess this land. But for the wickedness of these nations Yahweh drives them out from before you. Not for your righteousness, or for the uprightness of your heart do you go to possess their land. But for the wickedness of these nations Yahweh Elohika drives them out from before you, and that he may perform the word which Yahweh swore unto your fathers, Avraham, Yitzchak, and Yaakov. Understand therefore that Yahweh Elohika gives you not this good land to possess it for your righteousness, for you are a stiff-necked people. Remember and forget not how you provoked Yahweh Elohika to wrath in the wilderness, from the day that you did depart out of the land of Mitzrayim until you came to this place. Ye have been rebellious against Yahweh. Also in Horeb ye provoked Yahweh to wrath, so that Yahweh was angry with you to have you destroyed. When I was gone up into the mount to receive the sapphire stones, even the sapphires of the covenant which Yahweh cut with you, then I abode in the mount 40 days and 40 nights. I neither did eat bread nor drink water. And Yahweh delivered unto me 2 sapphire stones written with the finger of Elohim, and on them was written according to all the words which Yahweh spoke with you in the mount out of the midst of the fire in the day of the assembly. And it came to pass at the end of 40 days and 40 nights that Yahweh gave me the 2 sapphire stones, even the sapphires of the covenant. And Yahweh said unto me, arise, get you down quickly from hence, for your people which you have brought forth out of Mitzrayim have corrupted themselves. They are quickly turned aside out of the way which I commanded them. They have made them a molten image. Furthermore, Yahweh spoke unto me, saying, I have seen this people, and behold, it is a stiff-necked people. Let me alone, that I may destroy them, and blot out their name from under heaven. And I will make of you a nation mightier and greater than they. So I turned and came down from the mount, and the mount burned with fire, and the 2 sapphires of the covenant were in my 2 hands. And I looked, and behold, ye had sinned against Yahweh Elohim, and had made you a molten calf. Ye had turned aside quickly out of the way which Yahweh had commanded you. And I took the 2 sapphires and cast them out of my 2 hands and broke them before your eyes. And I fell down before Yahweh as at the first, 40 days and 40 nights. I did neither eat bread nor drink water, because of all your sins which ye sinned, in doing wickedly in the sight of Yahweh, to provoke him to anger. For I was afraid of the anger and hot displeasure wherewith Yahweh was wroth against you to destroy you. But Yahweh hearkened unto me at that time also, and Yahweh was very angry with Aharon to have destroyed him. And I prayed for Aharon also the same time. And I took your sin, the calf which ye had made, and burnt it with fire, and stamped it, and ground it very small, even until it was small as dust. And I cast the dust thereof into the brook that descended out of the mount. And at Tavera, and at Massa, and at Kivrot Chat Ta'ava, ye provoked Yahweh to wrath. Likewise, when Yahweh sent you from Kadesh Barnea, saying, Go up and possess the land which I have given you. Then ye rebelled against the commandment of Yahweh Elohim, and ye believed him not, nor hearkened to his voice. Ye have been rebellious against Yahweh from the day that I knew you. Thus I fell down before Yahweh 40 days and 40 nights, as I fell down at the first, because Yahweh had said he would destroy you. I prayed therefore unto El Yahweh, and said, O Adonai Yahweh, destroy not your people and your inheritance, which you have redeemed through your greatness, which you have brought forth out of Mitzrayim with a mighty hand. Remember your servants, Avraham, Yitzchak, and Yaakov. Look not unto the stubbornness of this people, nor to their wickedness, nor to their sin. Lest the land whence you brought us out say, Because Yahweh was not able to bring them into the land which he promised them, and because he hated them, he has brought them out to slay them in the wilderness. Yet they are your people and your inheritance, which you brought out by your mighty power and by your stretched out arm.
Devarim, Deuteronomy, chapter 10.
At that time Yahweh said unto me, Hew you 2 sapphire stones like unto the first, and come up unto me into the mount, and make you an ark of wood. And I will write on the sapphires the words that were in the first tables which you broke, and you shall put them in the ark. And I made an ark of shittim wood, and hewed 2 sapphire stones like unto the first, and went up into the mount, having the 2 sapphires in my hand. And he wrote on the sapphires, according to the first writing, the 10 Devarim, which Yahweh spoke unto you in the mount out of the midst of the fire, in the day of the assembly. And Yahweh gave them unto me. And I turned myself and came down from the mount, and put the sapphires in the ark which I had made. And there they be, as Yahweh commanded me. And the children of Yashrael took their journey from Be'eroth B'nai Yakan, and Mosera. There Aharon died, and there he was buried. And Eleazar his son ministered in the priest's office in his stead. From thence ye journeyed unto Gudgodah, and from Gudgodah to Yotvata, a land of rivers of waters. At that time Yahweh separated the tribe of Levi, to bear the ark of the covenant of Yahweh, to stand before Yahweh, to minister unto him, and to bless in his name unto this day. Wherefore Levi has no part nor inheritance with his brethren. Yahweh is his inheritance, according as Yahweh Elohim promised him. And I stayed in the mount, according to the first time, 40 days and 40 nights. And Yahweh hearkened unto me at that time also, and Yahweh would not destroy you. And Yahweh said unto me, Arise, take your journey before the people, that they may go in and possess the land which I swore unto their fathers to give unto them. And now, Yashrael, what does Yahweh Elohim require of you, but to fear Yahweh Elohim, to walk in all his ways, and to love him, and to serve Yahweh Elohim with all your heart and with all your soul, to guard the commandments of Yahweh and his statutes, which I command you this day for your good. Behold, The heavens and the heaven of heavens belong to Yahweh Elohika, the earth also, with all that therein is. Only Yahweh had a delight in your fathers to love them, and he chose their seed after them, even you above all people, as it is this day. Circumcise therefore the foreskin of your heart, and be no more stiff-necked. For Yahweh Elohim is Elohai ha-Elohim, and Adonai ha-Adonim, the great El, the mighty and the terrible, which regards not persons, nor takes reward. He executes the judgment of the fatherless and widow, and loves the stranger, in giving him food and raiment. Love ye therefore the stranger, for ye were strangers in the land of Mitzrayim. You shall fear Yahweh Elohika, him shall you serve, and to him shall you cleave, and swear by his name. He is your praise, and he is your Elohim, that has done for you these great and terrible things which your eyes have seen. Your fathers went down into Mitzrayim with 70 persons, and now Yahweh Elohika has made you as the stars of heaven for multitude.
Debarim, Deuteronomy, chapter 11.
Therefore, you shall love Yahweh Elohika, and guard his watch, and his statutes, and his judgments, and his commandments always. And know ye this day, for I speak not with your children which have not known, and which have not seen the chastisement of Yahweh Elohim, his greatness, his mighty hand, and his stretched out arm, and his miracles, and his acts, which he did in the midst of Mitzrayim unto Pharaoh, the king of Mitzrayim, and unto all his land. And what he did unto the army of Mitzrayim, unto their horses, and to their chariots, how he made the water of the Red Sea to overflow them as they pursued after you, and how Yahweh has destroyed them unto this day. And what he did unto you in the wilderness until ye came into this place, and what he did unto Dathan and Abiram, the sons of Eliav, the son of Reuben, how the earth opened her mouth and swallowed them up, and their households, and their tents, and all the substance that was in their possession, in the midst of all Yashrael. But your eyes have seen all the great acts of Yahweh which he did. Therefore shall ye guard all the commandments which I command you this day, that ye may be strong, and go in and possess the land whither ye go to possess it, and that ye may prolong your days in the land which Yahweh swore unto your fathers, to give unto them and to their seed a land that flows with milk and honey. For the land whither you go in to possess it is not as the land of Mitzrayim, from whence ye came out, where you sowed your seed and watered it with your foot as a garden of herbs. But the land whither ye go to possess it is a land of hills and valleys, and drinks the water of the rain of heaven. A land which Yahweh Elohika cares for. The eyes of Yahweh Elohika are always upon it, from the beginning of the year even unto the end of the year. And it shall come to pass, if ye shall hearken diligently unto my commandments which I command you this day, to love Yahweh Elohim, and to serve him with all your heart and with all your soul, that I will give you the rain of your land in his due season, the first rain and the latter rain, that you may gather in your grain and your wine and your oil. And I will send grass in your fields for your cattle, that you may eat and be full. Guard yourselves, that your heart be not deceived, and ye turn aside and serve other Elohim and worship them. And then Yahweh's wrath be kindled against you, and he shut up the heavens, that there be no rain, and that the land yield not her fruit, and lest ye perish quickly from off the good land which Yahweh gives you. Therefore shall ye lay up these my words in your heart and in your soul, and bind them for a sign upon your hand, that they may be as frontlets between your eyes. And ye shall teach them to your children, speaking of them when you sit in your house, and when you walk by the way, when you lie down, and when you rise up. And you shall write them upon the doorposts of your house, and upon your gates, that your days may be multiplied, and the days of your children in the land which Yahweh swore unto your fathers to give them, as the days of heaven upon the earth. For if ye diligently guard all these commandments which I command you, to do them, to love Yahweh Elohim, to walk in all his ways, and to cleave unto him, then will Yahweh drive out all these nations from before you, and ye shall possess greater nations and mightier than yourselves. Every place whereon the soles of your feet shall tread shall be yours, from the wilderness and Lebanon, from the river Perath, even unto the uttermost sea shall your coast be. There shall no man be able to stand before you, for Yahweh Elohim shall lay the fear of you and the dread of you upon all the land that ye shall tread upon, as he has said unto you.